Hi, I'm Dana from the Home Care CPAs, and from the moment you book your discovery call, our goal is to learn everything we can about your agency. So when you book your discovery call, there's a client questionnaire that you complete that gives us insight into the agency. So we learn your agency size, the agency years in operation, your geography, your client management system, and your software, and then the areas of support that you might need. And really, this gives us a great idea of what's going on in your agency before we even step into that discovery call with you. So during the discovery call, we like to hear from your mouth really what's going on with your agency and bring that agency's personality to life. So we'll talk through what keeps you up at night. What areas of focus do you have in your agency? What is your team like right now? The more that we can build a profile of your agency and get to know what's going on, the more effective we are when we kick off our engagement. So after your discovery call, we take all the information that we gathered and we build a custom proposal for your agency. And when you decide to move forward, we will send you our onboarding checklist where we gather all of our login information required. So QuickBooks Online, your client management system, and your payroll software. And then from there, we do our deep dive into your software ecosystem. So we take a look at your balance sheet and see what's going on. We take a look at your chart of accounts to make sure everything is in the right place. And then we really interrogate your integrations, specifically between your client management software and QuickBooks, and then your payroll software and QuickBooks. We'll take a lot of notes, prepare a lot of internal documentation, and then we move into our kickoff call, which is when we get to have a great conversation with you around, here's what we found, here's what we're thinking. How does that work for you? Is that what you're thinking that you want to see from your financial reporting? Do we have a good understanding of what you need from this engagement? And so from that kickoff call is really when we move into our month-end delivery. So at this point, we typically have everything we need. We've shared expectations of what we need from your end. And then we move into our weekly and our monthly processes. And we start to say, like, here's what your first report looks like. And then we continue to evolve from there because we know that that first 60 to 90 days is incredibly important for us to understand nuances. Things that might not have appeared at first will come out with some of our quarterly processes. So that period for us is extremely high touch point. There's a lot of communication, and we want to make sure that you feel trusted, communicated with, and that we have a foundation that we can work with to build on. And during this time, we're building a lot of internal documentation. So we're getting our Keeper software configured for your agency. We're setting up specific instructions around processes that your team has, and understanding the nuances of your agency because we know they all have them, and we want to make sure that we understand them so that we can work with them as accurately as possible. So typically the onboarding phase is 2 to 4 weeks, and we will say though that we've stepped into agencies with a week's notice and just picked up with what we have and run from there. But throughout the entire engagement, we look for opportunities to streamline processes, improve what your team is doing, and just have a constant knowledge transfer and build on that foundation that we've set.